We're so excited that you've joined us for today's live stream presented by RVTravel.com. Today's program will begin shortly. While we allow some time for others to join, we want to take care of a few housekeeping items. Everything presented in this live stream is true to the very best of our knowledge and experience, but we are human. Occasionally, we might be wrong. We don't want you spending thousands of dollars simply because we said something was good or fixing something according to what we suggested. Do your research, check your owner's manual, and seek assistance from your vetted and trustworthy certified RV technician.
So during our live stream, it's only going to get better if you participate. We'd love to hear from YOU. So while you're tuning into the show, please let us know what kind of rig you have, where you currently reside, if you're a part-timer, if you're a full-timer, and most importantly, what technical questions can we help you with? Feel free to submit your questions throughout the show. You can even start that right now.
During today's live stream, we may show you what we like to call cool tools. These are tools and gadgets that we actually use and we believe will be helpful to you. If you are interested in learning more about these products, please see the YouTube description box for more information.
During today's live stream, we will be doing a giveaway. To be included in the drawing, be sure to include a hashtag on the screen in your comments during the live stream. So let's get started.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Talking RV Tech. I'm your host, Dave Solberg, and with me, I have Rob and Chris from Lippert, and we are live at the Florida RV Super Show in Lippert's actual communication blog trailer. Is that right? Inside. So we had a few little technical difficulties with dual cameras and echoing, and sorry we're a little late, but this is kind of cool to be here. And guys, I welcome you here. We have Dustin and Zach. Out in California, RV specialists. I said that right this time, didn't I? Okay. And, it's kind of fun walking around the show, getting back to being in shows again and doing some seminars. And, I brought Lippert in because they have one of the best technical support staffs that I've worked with here in the last few years. And walking around the show, I don't think I've seen an RV without a Lippert product in it. If you've got a slide room or a step or, I think I can name more things you don't have. Less things we don't have. Anyway, so with that, something kind of cool that today at one of my seminars, I had Mike come up, and Mike remember Mike H, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike came up and introduced himself at the seminar. He joins us every single Wednesday, and he was going to try to come in today. So I don't see that we have any questions yet. Ashley's on the back side over there, and I'm not able to bring up, we got the comment side up in here. So let's talk a little bit, while we're here, we had some things come up. Chris is from the technical side. What have you seen today?
A lot of questions on leveling and slides. We just questions on how to maybe re-zero their unit or things like that. And then any questions on how their slides work and simple things like that we can troubleshoot. Small things for them, maybe check this or check that.
Okay. All right. And Rob, you kind of work with the customer side of things, and I know you got the Lippert Scouts here, and you actually have a rally that's over there. So tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So Lippert Scouts is our online community of over 20,000 RVers that are really helping us make sure we're doing right by them. We are getting feedback daily from all RV experiences. We want to know what's working, what's not working. We want to see what you're seeing out there because it's well known. A lot of folks within Lippert, a lot of folks within RVing may not necessarily be campers themselves. Mm-hmm. So how do we get what's really happening in the camping world? Well, we get the voice of real campers. So that's our big initiative. We are getting scouts joining up here at the Florida RV Super Show. As you said, we're in the Scout Mobile. This is a trailer that's been completely renovated to be a recording space to go out. And we're talking with campers here in the space.
A recording space?
A recording space, a video space. Yep.
Yeah, ZZ Top right here.
That's right, absolutely. So it's been a great show so far. We're really excited to be talking to campers, and we're doing that through Lippert Scouts. It's available free on Facebook or through the Lippert Communities app on iOS and Android.
Okay. Well, we got Larry Lucas joined us here. Good afternoon, Larry. And we have a question here. But one of the things I just noticed, Zach is Chris here, your long lost brother?
He is. We are identical.
Look at the hat,
mothers.
the beard, the glasses.
Hey, you should also, Dave, you might also get some guests from Grand Design too, because I reached out to some of the girls that are at the show and told them to look you up. So,
okay, sounds good. All right, we got a question that came in from a Facebook user. What is the best way to check for frame flex on a Momentum 399 TH fifth wheel? And I'm assuming, is that Lippert frame?
It should be. It probably is.
Yeah.
Frame flex, I would say, are you looking for like the camber, or are you looking for just if it's flexing or not?
Let's just go if it's flexing or not.
It's kind of hard to tell. Best way to do it is we have camber sticks that mount to the bottom of the I-beam, and then they're the same length, and we run a string across it, tighten it, and take a couple measurements to see if your unit is positive or negative on the camber.
Okay. So Zach, and Dustin, how do you guys test it?
So similar kind of process that you do, but it really depends upon what he means by flexing. I feel like lately a lot of people more concerned about like flexing and whatnot is when they're towing the vehicle down the road. They're seeing the actual pin box and everything stay where it is, and the whole rest of the frame assembly is moving on top of it. But again, it's really what the customer's asking about. So
he just posted back on where the hitch is attached. Okay, just like you were talking about.
So, and that's really dependent too. So a lot of times that ends up being like an optical illusion. What you're seeing is that bulkhead undernose phylon material is moving in separation from where that pin box is. Now you can actually have frame movement. A lot of times if you are getting that frame movement, you're seeing it like in the bulkhead undernose moldings, or the whole thing's kind of moving and separating. You're going to need a professional to kind of go through and give you the opinion on that. That's going to be the way to go.
and there's a lot of things too that come into play on that: the truck, the pin box, if they've added aftermarket pin box, the hitch. So, suspension of the coach.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a 2017 Cyclone fifth wheel, replaced all 6 electric brakes with the OEM Dexter, never adjusted the brakes, and after replacing them, had to turn up the gain on my truck unit to get the whole rig to stop. Checked all wires and all good connections per OEM. Okay.
So it sounds like he didn't watch the varnish.
He didn't burnish them.
Burnish the brakes.
Mhm.
Lippert makes a great video on that. So
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things, we've said this over and over again, that I think Lippert is probably one of the best companies as far as education. You go on their site and they've got dozens and dozens of videos and, customer training programs too. But talk a little bit about how you burnish those brakes, Zach.
The process that I like to use, I was an auto mechanic before I got into the RV industry, and I use it very similar on cars and stuff as well. If you get the vehicle up to 20 miles an hour or so, be aggressive on those brakes, kind of ride them in. You need to set that new shoe surface into that drum surface. If you don't do that, you're not really meeting full contact of that brake, and that's why you're having to crank it all the way up. You will find that when you first start burnishing, you will have to turn that brake controller up. But usually by the time that you get home, you'll be probably lower than where you originally were.
Yeah. Lippert does have a great video on that. And it talks about 2 different versions. It talks about an aggressive braking, and then it talks about I forgot what the technical word is for it, but just like a slow process to burnishing them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I kind of remember doing that in high school. I used to ride the brakes to get the tires to squeal. Is that kind of like burnishing?
Pretty much,
I was burnishing my tires. I went through a lot of that. And remember the California J. You guys are from California. Do you know what a California J is? I bet you don't. Okay, it's where you put your car in reverse, you squeal the tires, and then you put it in drive, and you keep squealing it, and the black streak makes a J on the road. So try that with your Class A, and we'll see what happens. Okay, and he says there's a video on that. No.
We actually, not only the videos that are online, but for the full year now, we are bringing our technical institute, the folks that make those videos, the folks that are doing the training of dealer techs and OEM techs. We're bringing those classes to RV owners, and the varnishing of the brakes, the brake axles, disc, everything is discussed, and you get hands-on knowledge from trainers. It's a program called RV Owner School, and it's kicking off here in a couple of months. Check it out. If you've ever thought about doing dealer classes and you're an RV owner and want to know more, we're bringing that to them.
Well, and the thing that I like about it too is I've talked to a lot of people that have gone through either the RVIA certified program, and it's, you know, it's way up in the technical aspect of it that a lot of owners want, you know, the basics and things. So good thing to have. All right, David has one problem I've had, and remember, hashtag mug, is that our one today, guys? For the drawing. Yep. And so David says one problem I've had twice when my auto leveling system goes into default. It happens at inconvenient times. Are there printable instructions how to reset the auto system? And then Dustin, we haven't given you much time to talk. So do you want to take this first and then we'll refer over?
Well, I'll go ahead and let Zach reply to that question. Basically, I was just going to say is like going back to the varnishing. Every time a customer comes in and gets, you know, we're always installing Lippert backing plates. So every time they come in, we email them that link, and then we explain it to them before they pick up so they know exactly what to do. And a lot of times on the videos that you guys provide, you do a great job on that. We actually have our own in-house classroom where we're actually teaching our techs, and we spend time throughout the week as well. And we make them watch some of the LCI videos. And of course, you know, we joke around and whatnot, like, oh, that didn't work, but you know, it's good stuff. It's really is. It's very helpful to the consumer as well as to, you know, dealerships and repair shops.
So on the leveling system, we have Lippert Now has an app that you don't necessarily have to have a printable version. You can have it right there on your phone, and it'll have the instructions to re-zero or clear your codes and everything on your leveling system.
LCI1.com is, you know, and you go into the libraries and stuff.
Well, Lippert Now, it's an app. It's
an app. The app is really good.
Oh, great. It's an app. I got to call my granddaughter and ask her how I get in and get that app.
You can also do the Lippert.com, but yeah, the app is a big one. You want to have that in if you're an RVer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go in that direction. So I guess I'm going to have to do it.
You know, stuff is gradually leading to that technology base. So, you know, there was a customer here this morning that was operating his Slideouts from his phone, and all from the Lippert app. So,
yep. Well, you know, my dad had one of the first wireless remotes. It was Dave, go turn the channel.
That's right.
All right. So he had four remotes. Yeah. David, Mark, Larry, Darwin. So what's Lippert's thought on the Gen Y gooseneck hitch?
Want to take that one? No.
I haven't. I've seen one. I've seen a couple of them.
Full disclosure too, Dave. Certain questions, while you know, Chris is a lot more knowledgeable than I am. Like, he is great, and he's been answering a lot of questions here for folks at the RV Super Show. Getting no breaks, right, Chris? No, no breaks. And I'm working with our communities, but there's stuff out there we haven't seen and haven't used, and that's the important part about getting feedback from RVers, because folks out there have probably used some of the stuff before we've gotten the chance to really get our hands on it.
Well, and hopefully this week I'll get a chance to go out. I know I got one gentleman that has a Dometic issue with his refrigerator, and we're going to go to the Dometic booth and that. So hopefully I'll get a chance to go to the Gen Y and maybe see, because I think that's not one of your products. Okay. And so, you know, a lot of, and one of the challenges that I've had in the last few years is with no shows and, you know, not really going places. It's been hard to get out and get some of that information. So, you know,
feel a little bit behind, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. All right. So next question we got is Facebook user, the 2021 GD295RL entry door. There we go. Continues to squeal. I lube with silicone. A day later, it squeals again. Rain, no rain, does not matter. So I know there's a lot of doors out there. Lippert has a lot of doors. What do you guys see out there when you do it? Is that a loose frame, or what do you think?
No, I mean, we've been seeing, you know, quite a few of those doors have issues, but some of it's been where they've been losing camber. They've been had to, you know, lock and open.
Yeah, the squealing and stuff. So Lippert making a bunch of products. One of the ones that is on 90% everything now is their friction hinge for the doors. And they do. Sometimes they squeal, sometimes they don't. And you can lube them and all that stuff. And yeah, it'll take it away, but they just, unless they can give me some kind of trick right now, some of them do, some of them don't. There's not really a whole bunch you can do about it.
Chris says he doesn't have a trick. Well, and it's interesting because one of the things that I found, WD-40 kind of gets a bad rap in the RV industry because it, supposedly it deteriorates rubber and different things like that. WD-40 has got some new products out there. I had a hinge on this Thor, and it was a Lippert door, and it was constantly squeaking coming in and out. And we would go in and spray some CRC, which I like, and I've used in a lot of things. And I could not get all of the squeal away from it. And I tried a couple other products, still didn't have. I hit it with WD-40, and it was gone. And I have not heard the complaint from the owner from it since. And so I think different types of lubes in different situations, and the new WD-40 silicone stuff is a lot different than what we used to spray in the distributor cap.
Yeah.
What's a distributor cap? So,
and I will say too is questions like this too. It is the friction hinge. Our customer care center is available by phone or email. That is a wonderful question to be able to ask because most likely they're seeing folks that have similar issues, and they have gotten word from technicians and from the document writers. Hey, here's what's best to do. So if we don't have the answer for you right here today, give our customer care center a call. Go to lippert.com. All the information is on there. And our goal is to get you on the phone with a person within the first couple of minutes. So
cool.
You're not waiting around forever to get a response.
Yep. All right. So if we go back up, I think we got Larry. Hey, Britt is on. Hello. Hello, sir. We're going to do that.
Yeah.
And we got Larry says stainless steel freshwater tanks. Can't use bleach to sanitize. Come spring, what do you suggest to use? And he didn't say what unit he has, but you know who has stainless steel water tanks anymore? Everybody's using plastic. But so what do you guys suggest out there?
I would
for stainless steel.
Thetford kit.
Yeah, Thetford makes a kit that has a cleaner and a sanitizer in it, and it works really well. You follow the process, run it through, clean it out, and then you go through and you run the sanitizer in and all that. We do it as a service here, and it works pretty well. So
yeah, normally I'd have one of those in my shop down on the bottom floor. I can't pull out all my gadgets here today. That drives me nuts. All right, so the next one we have one for Dustin and Zach. That says again we have hashtag mug by John McKinnon.
yeah,
He's one of the few, so get it in. All right, Dustin and Zach, here you go. What extreme heat in California in the summer? What is the best to protect the roof other than moving to Iowa?
So we depends upon the roof, of course. Everyone calls for different kinds of stuff and whatever. Follow the manufacturer specifications. 303 works really good. Protect All works really good. That's what we do. We offer service here for a roof preventative maintenance, pressure wash, clean, UV treat, and those are the products that we are using. We've talked similar about this before, and there's some other products that you have brought up, Dave, but they seem to work really well. So
yeah.
Yep. Does Lippert have a product yet for roof conditioning?
I don't think for treatment, but we have repair kits and
repair
stuff
kits
with Alpha.
And you're right. There's a lot of different products out there, but I think the main thing is stay on top of it. Stay in front of the cleaning and conditioning because it's drying out. Out in that area out there.
We talk a lot about your conditions. Do you live in it full time? Are you in the snow? Are you in the rain? Are you in the ocean? It all depends on how you're using the coach. So, it's just like me going outside without a hat on or suntan lotion on. I'm going to burn. So it's, keeping those products, they say that they're going to last 10, 12 years. Yep. If the more attention you're paying to those, you're going to prevent issues from occurring, and it's all part of, checking on your sealants, checking on the condition of the membrane, checking on the items that are on the roof.
Yep.
If you don't apply any type of protectant on it, they're not going to last.
Okay. All right. And I can't see, we scroll down. Do we have another question that came on? We brought up Lippert customer care. Okay. Recommendation of 40 amp hour batteries, 2 200s or 4 100s. Now Lippert doesn't have a battery at this point. everybody else seems to have one. I have seen 1,000 different battery companies here at the show, and
they have been very popular booths. It's a lot about solar power. It's a lot about batteries, and
Yep.
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
The booths are loaded with battery vendors who
Yeah.
are, the next technology type and getting out there. So
Yeah.
it's been unique to
Yeah.
see this year.
Well, and just before my seminar yesterday, Battleborn, who is also Dragonfly, had a seminar, and there was 250 chairs in there, and there were people standing
Oh, wow.
all the way around the back. So
Good.
it is. Oh yeah, it is very, very hot topic out here now. But so what do you guys put in out there?
For me personally, I like to sell depending upon their size. What you have room for, for example, Expion makes that, what is it? It's like a 360 amp or 320 amp. And it's a pretty decent sized battery. You may be able to fit one of those in your cab over camper compartment, right? Where
Yep.
you can't fit 4 group 31 or group 27 size batteries. So it's really a size preference. If you're going to do the lithium ions is kind of what I'm assuming. Anything with like the built-in management systems, anything that's solid plate. We've talked about this before. We have other videos on it.
Yep.
But like Expion makes a great one. Lithionics makes a great one. We sell a lot of Go Power here too. But it's really about size. What can you fit?
Yep. Yeah. Well, and I think too, I don't know exactly the price point, but sometimes, if you were to buy 4 100 amp hour lithium batteries, you might be paying a lot more than the 200 amp, because you're not paying for extra cases and all that other stuff. So I think I would look, if you're doing lithium, you're getting the same amp hours.
Yeah.
Whether you do 2 200s or 4 100s. So look at the price difference in where that's at. And, I think you're probably going to find that those 2 200s total are going to be less just because you're not paying for all the, the extra stuff that's in there. So, okay. We have then Larry has a 2023 Opus OP15, and we talked to him a little bit about that.
Yeah.
San Antonio, Texas, Marcia. Hey, Marcia.
Howdy. Hashtag mug. Get those in there. Hashtag mug.
All right.
These guys will come kiss you on the mug.
Geneva says, why do you talk about me and send me? I don't know what that means. So
well, sometimes we just want to talk about it.
There you go. Lippert introduced the keyless entry door. Whoops. Ashley's Lippert introduced the keyless entry door lock. Are they working on keyless baggage door locks to match?
So it's one of those things where Lippert's working on a lot of things, whether that gets past, the initial stage of thinking about an object, whether that gets to stages where it eventually gets released as a project or a product. That's kind of where Lippert Scouts comes in. That's where seeing shows like this and seeing what the hot topics are and the hot ideas. It's all about seeing how we can help fill gaps that are out there, how we can make our products work better together. When we get feedback, if there is a call out there where I have this keyless entry and I need storage locks, I need other types of locks that work with this system, of course, we're going to look at it and think about it, right? We just got to make sure that it works for everybody and that it's a product that fits a need. So while I don't have any concrete information on that, Lippert's always looking to see what we can do to better the products not only we have, but introduce products that will help people.
Okay. Well, and sometimes too, what happens is that, I saw kind of the progression of the entry door lock that came out, and it was only on a few models, and then it was, expanded, and you go for where the biggest market is for your R&D dollars. And, the thing with baggage doors that I see is there are so many different types and styles and sizes, and and to retrofit that, you got to get a manufacturer first of all that says, I will do this.
Yes, that's a big step.
So you really start with the aftermarket a little bit sometimes and work them and draw the manufacturers into it. That's what the keyless ones had to do. And now you're looking at that wide range of different locks on doors. They all have the same key. Most people don't realize that, but they're all different sizes and shapes and directions. And it's like, whoa.
We do sell a lot of the RV locks and more too.
Yeah.
So they're actually pretty good product.
Yep. We put that on that 2015 Thor. So,
and if there's products that, you got folks in your chat here that are like, has Lippert or anyone thought about making this, is never be shy to put it in the groups that you're in, to put it in the comments on shows like this, is let people know what you're looking for. Because chances are there's other people that have maybe never thought about that and say, you know what, that would be helpful for me too.
Yep.
And then you start to see that groundswell of support and like, hey, someone's got to make this happen. Whether it's Lippert or somebody else, at least your voice will be starting to be heard and products can be made.
Yeah. Because, really the unlike Apple, the consumers drive the market.
Absolutely. They do. They drive the market on the products that are released and the services that are offered and the new ideas that help the RV business grow. Because that's always been one of the pain points, right? Is the RV business may not grow as fast as others or get to a certain point as fast as others. And that's changing. And we're trying to be a part of that changing.
Yep. Although Dustin does kind of look like Steve Jobs. Just a little bit. All right. So
that's the other one I get all the time.
There you go. What do we got here?
Mike from Breaking Bad is what I'm getting. From Breaking Bad.
That's cool. So I got ZZ Top and Breaking Bad. All right, here we go. Dun. So love their thin shades on the entry door on the Grand Design Reflection. Easy to install and works a lot better. Love those things.
And a lot of people with that, I'll be really quick, don't realize that we offer two different products with the thin shades. We have the full kit that includes the new window. We also have the kit where it's the shade for prepped windows. So if you have a unit that is prepped for it, it'll usually say that right on the window or the side paneling, where you may not need the entire device, just the thin shade.
Okay.
And Rob, we get a lot of
I'll get that.
white ones too.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
We get a lot of customers that are asking for the white ones, not just the black frames, for like the older stuff.
Yeah, we should. I know our teams are looking into not only the different color options and getting some panels that work a little bit better, but one of our big pain points that we've heard from folks is being able to lower and raise the thin shade while inside the coach, because situations outside might change. That is being looked at. There's a lot of different things that we take with the feedback back to our product designers to try and say, hey, this is a simple thing someone wants, right? I don't want to go outside to raise or lower that depending on how the sun goes. I want to do it right for my coach. So we try to figure out a way that's feasible.
Yep. Okay. We have here, how big of a charger is big enough on the average? And I think that's the Facebook user that was getting back to those lithiums and so forth. And we've talked about this in the past, that, you can't just throw lithium into an RV when you had lead acid. You have to look at, number one is what charger do you have in there? And lithium batteries want 14.6 volt charge constant. And the average WIFCO and some of those others are going to do 13.6, 13.8 on the Progressive Dynamics for Winnebago for 8 hours, and then drop down to 13.2. That is not going to fully charge those lithium batteries. You're only going to get about 60% charge out of those things. If you have a multi-stage charger, then you're going to ruin those lithium batteries. So you really need to work with somebody like Progressive Dynamics. I don't know, you guys don't have a charger at this point that you offer yet?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Not that I'm aware of.
And so, I would definitely, and Progressive Dynamics is great to talk to, find out what you got. The second thing is, how far away is it? We put that new charger that was a lithium based charger in this Thor, and it was about 25 feet. And we had a drop in the voltage that we were getting to get back to that and properly charge it. So we had to go to a heavier gauge wire cable, from there, because it was in the bedroom and had to go all the way to the front. So, there isn't a stock answer when it comes to what size charger. It's, how many the batteries you have, how many amp hours you're putting into it. I think we went with the 60 amp version that we put in, but you got a 40, a 60, an 80. So, it all depends on the math.
We've had some good luck with the WIFCOs too.
Yep.
The newer converters that are, that are integrated now to sense what type of battery it is, whether it's a lead acid or a lithium. Those work really good.
Okay. So Britt comes back up here and says, can you recommend a good 50 amp plug-in circuit analyzer? Tired of pulling out the multimeter to check campground electrical before plugging in.
Yeah.
What do you guys sell out there?
Usually I just use a multimeter when I'm checking circuits. So that's,
or if they purchased like a Mad Dog
Yeah,
Yep.
Watchdogs.
Watchdogs.
Yeah, any of the
Watchdog.
nicer surge protectors
Have 'em built
will
in.
have them built into it. You can plug that thing in, and before it even opens to let the power through on some of them, you can
Yep.
read all that information on your phone. So
Yeah. Well, and I've always been Southwire now owns them. They were TRC, the Surge Guard.
Mhm.
You know, so it's similar to the Watchdog. You plug it in, it tells you what the voltage is, so you know you're at 120. You're not low voltage. It does a surge protector in there, but it also tells you the amps as well. So that I kind of like that when you're on a 30 amp circuit, that you know you're running right about 25, 26 amps and your average rig in there. And then you know, what happens if you turn on the microwave or plug in an AirPod or, you know, whatever. It's kind of nice to know where you're at. Does Lippert have any kind of a surge protector yet?
You know, if you go on to lippert.com in the store, it is impossible for me to keep up with all the products that we have on there because our teams are releasing new ones all the time.
Yeah.
So again,
And they don't call you?
they don't tell me. They don't let me know every day, which is
I hate it when that
unfortunate.
happens.
I need to go on there, but it's a daily activity to study lippert.com in the store.
Are you going to send the dealers the new awning repair kit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll get on. I'm going to do that right after I get out of here.
Perfect.
Okay. I'll
pick
keep
two.
you on. I'll keep you on that.
Two of them. I got that. But I do. I don't want to say it and then someone goes on and can't find it. But I'm pretty sure we actually do have something on our website for surge protection. If not now, I think something might be in the works.
There's always something in the works at
There's always
Lippert.
something in the works.
So we have Marcia said vanishing screen door shade help with getting to the shade. Vanishing screen door should help. I said so. Okay, thanks. And the Facebook user Wifco Auto Detect, is that
Correct.
something you
Yeah.
guys are okay? All right. Joyce then says 2017 Jayco J Feather 25 BH after water damage to the slide out bench seat now comes 1 inch off the floor on at least 6 inches of retraction. Lippert slide out functional and seals properly. Is the bench issue worth pursuing? So I'm guessing that she's saying the bench seat. So probably dinette.
Yeah.
Coming off 1 inch off the floor, at least in 6 inches of retraction. So
Or she's getting some kind of flex, or maybe it's a roller issue.
yeah,
Kind of flex in the floor, or roller issue, or something like that.
Is that something you've seen, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's a 2000. What is it?
17.
When the water damage happened, I mean, did they get it? Was it still in warranty, or was that after warranty? You know, because I mean, OEMs will take a look at some of that stuff too, especially on their slide boxes.
Yeah. My guess on something like that is you most likely have a plywood floor on that slide room. You know, it's not a laminated, and usually the slide rooms have perimeter framework, but no interior framework in them. So they just rely on that flat board. And if that plywood got wet and they didn't replace that, plywood is simply layered pieces of thin, you know, shavings, and it will just, you know, you're surfing basically with that. You know, one of the things that I have done, we had a unit that you know, had a pretty bad floor in a slide room, and instead of replacing the whole floor, taking everything out, doing all the stuff, we just pulled the couch off of it and we reinforced with a couple of steel plates, tubular steel to just reinforce that and be able to hold that slide room. So we expanded the weight distribution of that and you know, rather than pull everything out and completely do it. So you might want to look at what that floor is doing. I would say it's probably hard to do on a bench seat like you've got there.
You can go outside and look underneath as it's out.
Yeah,
That's another way.
that's true. And I would,
What
you know,
those rollers are rolling on.
yeah, I wouldn't do anything to the underside of the floor because that's got to be able to clear, and you're going to run some issue. But yeah, you're right. See, and you guys said the same thing. What's it doing on those rollers? And when you roll it in and out, you should see what is that floor doing? You know, and
it also depends on what type of floor. If it's a vacuum bonded floor, you know, so it could be a vacuum bonded floor that's actually losing compression in it.
Yep.
The rollers could be flexing and moving too. So
well, and if all she's talking about is the bench itself is
Mhm.
what is lifting, is the
could
things
just
coming
be
in
not
and out.
secured.
Yeah, if it got wet and it's just a lot of those dinette benches, they're just like stapled into one bys that are screwed into the floor. And if you have a screw or two at the front of that bench that have just pulled out from the floor, it could cause that as the room is, coming in and cresting that and settling out. It's just lifting up because it's no longer connected. So
Yep.
Joyce, another thing that we have started for California RV, we have 35 Facebook groups. And so we have a CALRV, what's in the shop. So if you want to take some pictures of that, send them to us. We try to answer stuff at night and in the early morning. So we will get back to you. But we do have, for those of you who are watching and those of you who are on Facebook joining us, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
For any brand that's out there, we have a group that we're trying to get collectively everybody to pitch in. Tell us your problems, tell us your issues. It not only helps us, but it helps others in the community that we can also share through Lippert so they can see what's going on.
Yep. Okay, good. So we have a suggestion on the shade. It says beef up the lower pieces. I've purchased 2 so far since 21, and it warps up, keeps coming out due to the sun, I believe. Just a heads up. So thanks for that. We got Bill says extreme heat, and where we at? We might probably want to do the cool tools before we get too far into it. So you guys got the cool tool set out there?
Yeah, we got something to show.
All right, let's go to cool tools.
So one of the things that, we bring up these other cool tools and stuff quite a bit. And I was sitting there thinking, well, what's something, that we use every day, like constantly every day. These sticks.
It's not a razor.
Yeah, it's not a razor, obviously. These are actually made by CRL. It's a glaze bead tool. It's designed to go through and push the glaze bead back into windows. They work great for prying, for scraping against the sidewalls. So on the fiberglass unit, it does no damage. On mesa panel units that are that powder coated aluminum, it doesn't damage the powder coat on there. It's something that you can have handy with you, and they're cheap. You can go through, buy a handful of them. And it gives you an option to take care of the small little things like that. That's not, a damaging or a caustic item against your coach.
And like you said, we use these every day. We use them to take off sealants off the roofs, remove, plumbing vents, roof vents, slide out trims, batten moldings, anything. They're fantastic.
Cool.
And then the other product that's with that is a product that's called Acrosol. So they changed the name of it here a while back for California. It used to just say body solvent cleaner. Now it says body solvent or body degreaser. We use that product to help remove like your silicones, your putty tapes, clean up roof sealants on the roof, clean up a surface, take off decal residue, anything that's a gluey, sticky type mess. And that helps to remove that. So we use both of those constantly every day.
Okay. Well, and we had a cool tool here, but we had a little bit of a technical difficulty. So I just want to talk about it with you guys. I saw it in a Facebook post a couple weeks ago. Is you have basically a new owner's toolkit a little bit. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a lot of feedback from our folks in Lippert Scouts. We got a lot of feedback from RVers who, Dave, we've talked about this week. It's what do I buy and what am I going to need to maintain my unit and to fix small repairs that I don't need to wait to a warranty shop for. And we, over the course of the last year and a half, have developed this RV toolkit that has most tools that are available and needed for your basic repairs, your basic maintenance, and a little preventative things that you can get done so that things don't go wrong. We have a new RV toolkit on lippert.com. It's going to have, it's got the bag. It's got over 15 tools that are necessary and important, and little connectors and whatnot. So it's a pretty cool idea, pretty cool item. And it was focused on by the feedback that we got from real RVers. It wasn't us guessing.
No. And I've developed several checklists for toolkits that I posted on RV travel in various different places, because I've gotten that question a lot. And I went through, and every one of them that was in there was on my list. Now I had a couple more. I like the non-contact voltage tester and, a few things. You had the multimeter in there already, but and that's the thing is there's no perfect toolkit out there. What Zach would have is going to be different than what I would have. And it all depends on your rig, your accessories, and your level of expertise and how far you want to go. So,
and it's going to get you going without having to do a lot of extra research on just putting it together. It's going to allow you more time to get started in camping and then do your repairs.
yeah, exactly. So we got Bill then comes in with extreme heat during the summer storage is causing my inside roof white material to develop small cracks where the supports are. What products are there to fill and repair these? And I think what he's talking about, if it's a white material, it's probably the padded vinyl, not the fleece. You know, usually you'll either have like this one here. We've got just a regular panel material. Most companies will put either a padded vinyl, which has little holes kind of in it, perforated holes, or that fleece line stuff. So what do you guys got the heat out there? What do you see?
So, I mean, honestly, you don't really see the fleece anymore, and even padded ceilings, you don't even see that much anymore. It's usually just paneling. So it depends on what it is. If it's paneling, if the cracks are very minor, I mean, you can just use a putty filler or something to kind of fill them over. If it's the padded stuff can kind of be a pain sometimes, just because a lot of times that vinyl material will come away from the padding in itself because it's drying and shrinking, and there's not really a whole bunch you can do. If you're going to use like a spray adhesive or something to kind of re-stick that up and tuck it back into the T-moldings that run across. Yeah, they still kind of want to separate. You want to use something that's low. Like from what I've found is a lot of your over-the-counter spray adhesives will eat all that foam away, and then you go to push it back, and it's literally just that vinyl sticking to whatever the roof is. So it depends on the roof material.
And I noticed Bill didn't list what kind of RV he had or what year it was. So
right. Well, and I've had several of those, the fleece and especially the padded vinyl, it's got a black foam backing, like you said, and that just deteriorates, crumbles. And so we've taken and cut a whole thing across the top. We pull that down and vacuum out absolutely everything we can inside. And then there's a certain, and I don't remember if it's DuPont, there's a certain tacky spray that will not, some of the spray will actually deteriorate it more. Yeah. And it just disintegrate it. And so what we've done is we just spray it like crazy up in there, get as much adhesive. And it's usually, remember the old Naugahyde that was used to remodel cars? It's probably even before your time, but the auto stores sell this spray that you can put this padded vinyl for interior and it won't deteriorate. But then what we've done is we pull it as tight as possible and put new wood trim strips closer in and screw those in so it just supports it up there. And it looks factory direct when you do that, especially ones that had a full open, with no cross seams in it or support things. But those seem to help. But one other thing, if it is a vinyl, there are some companies out there, if you do a little research, and I've seen it here at the show walking down, there are some components that will actually restore a vinyl and make it look, when it starts to peel and flake and stuff like that. So I would take a look at that. All right. John then says, my WIFCO is selectable to lithium or lead acid batteries. It was OEM installed by east to west and is roughly 25 feet from the batteries. Any concern on voltage drop? I would say at 25 feet, you're probably, we were at 25 feet. I called Dennis from Progressive Dynamics, and he went through and did the actual math and said, yeah, you got to go, and you got to find out what gauge wire you got from your converter to there. So, most companies don't overbuild. They're going to go minimum because most people aren't checking that stuff.
And we see that a lot of times too when owners come in with solar panel problems. We found out that the gauge of wire is not correct or the Romex is not correct. So a lot of solar inverter issues.
Hopefully, if it's OEM installed, the manufacturer did run the right stuff, and you shouldn't have to worry about it. But it's always better to be safe than sorry.
Okay, so the next one maybe is the couch level. Okay, they were talking back on that dinette thing. All right. So Doug Turner asks, are the tools expensive? So the kit They are. He says. Rob
No,
says they are. No,
they're
Rob's going.
They're
Yeah,
actually not.
yeah.
I wanted to let
No,
people know
no.
the beauty about this. They're under $150 on the Lippert website for the collection of tools, which is about the price you would end up paying for all the tools individually. The difference is you don't have to go to 5 different stores to find the tools. You don't have to go to your Ace. You don't have to go to your Lowe's.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out and spend a couple of days gathering everything or wondering what you need. So we did all the hard work for you. At about what you would spend otherwise. You get it all in one kit, and you get the bag with it that is expandable. There's more room in there for you for your other tools you may acquire down the road.
So I went and downloaded the kit.
Yeah.
Every piece in there. I went to Harbor Freight.
Okay.
And I looked at every single one of those, and I did the math on it, and I came up at $137 if they're on the membership sale side of everything.
If they're on sale, if you have your membership, and if you want to take the hour or so to go to each aisle and find it.
And I got to say, the kit that you have with the connectors and the various fuses and stuff was a much more expansive kit than what I saw at Harbor Freight. You know, and so that's on the very low side of things. So I think it's very, very affordable. Let's scroll down a little bit. Are we ready for let's do the giveaway. We're gonna go a little bit past 4 o'clock because we got started a little late, but I think, Ashley, it's a good time to run the mug, and let's see who's gonna win. No, you cannot put hashtag mugs. Too late, Chris.
Hashtag mug.
All right.
Road trip. All right. So if you would email, and Ashley's going to put up this email, email editor@rvtravel.com, and that will go right to the editor, and give them your mailing address, and we will send you a mug for your efforts in winning that. Congratulations. We have then the next one coming up, my WIFCO select. Well, we did that.
Can I mention something, Dave?
Yep, you can.
I wanted to bring up, we mentioned we're in the Lippert Scoutmobile here at the RV Super Show in Tampa. But this live stream, we have been showing it outside in our booth for those that are traveling along the show, get a chance to step in and kind of see what we're talking about and going through that today. If anyone out there is watching this show and joins Lippert Communities, which is a free app, again, with Lippert Scouts, we want to hear your feedback. If you download Lippert Communities, my name is Rob McCarron. Message me, and we're going to give you the special Tampa discount on the Lippert website store if you join Lippert Communities from here. So if you want that RV toolkit that we're endorsing here, you can get a little bit of a discount on it for letting folks know that you came from RV Travel.
All right. So let's scroll down and see if we get Doug Turner. We got a couple more. Enjoy the show. Thank you very much. And I think we're out of questions there. So let me ask you this. Go ahead.
I have 2 things for Lippert, if I could.
Sure.
So first thing I want to throw out there is I want to thank you guys for really being a company that can adapt and change and make it better, not only for consumers and customers, but as well as us in service centers. You know, long past is the time of 45-minute wait times for tech support and all that stuff. You guys are absolutely amazing on our side as well as to the customers now. So thank you for that.
I appreciate that. And I want to say, when we talk about answering to customers and talking with customers, I don't want anyone to think it's just individuals. That's an excellent point. It's our dealers. It's our OEMs that we partner with. It's literally everybody.
Yeah.
And I gotta tag into that because, you know, I've had many questions on slide rooms and various things that have come up, and I've gone to the Winnebago contacts that I have that have been using those. And you've got a guy directly, hi Sean, I'm going to say that, living at Winnebago, that does just such a phenomenal job. And I have used him many times when we come up with some stuff. And so anyway, what's your second point?
So, I want to chime in. Hey, Rob, if you know an Ed, and I think it's, how you pronounce that correctly? Sturgis?
Yeah.
Oh, I said hi. I'm still waiting for his call back. Okay. But I know he's busy. But I just want to say, there's times where, as a business owner, when we're dealing with stuff, we get frustrated and stuff too. And I've gone on in different, apps, and whether it be LinkedIn or Facebook, and replied and said something, and I've got responses back very quickly. And even Ed's called and spoke with me several times, and we spent at least a couple hours in conversation. So
Ed Sturgis is our guy. I mean, we work closely with him. Love chatting with him. Craig, who's very instrumental in Lippert Scouts, also with Lippert, he's here at the show. They're very close, and we make sure that we get feedback going both ways. I will tell him you said hi.
Yeah, Tom said hi. He was talking about having me and Zach fly out and talk to him about basically what we kind of do, you know, as a repair shop side, not from a dealer side, as an aftermarket type. So let him know.
Okay. So Zach, what's your second?
Yeah. So one thing, it's more just a question. I want to talk more about the Schwintech. The Schwintech itself is a great system. I feel like a lot of the issues are that they're not explained, like the process and everything is not explained correctly to the customers, to the end consumers. Not everything. I mean, everything is not without its faults, right? But what do you guys think about that broom system?
I just heard about it 2 days ago.
Oh.
So
Is this the one down in Arizona?
Yeah, we have got to see it in person. A customer had it installed and brought it in. And any of the, so far, Ryan, any of the little quirky stuff that the Schwintech does have, it seems to kind of have changed it, you know? But what, I mean, just thoughts, you know, somebody kind of taken, because it's pretty much, I mean, they've changed stuff, but it's pretty much your design.
Yeah, they basically stole your design and beefed it up is what they did.
It's interesting. We got to hear more about it. We got to see more about it. That's where, you know, the folks that are getting this and seeing it, they got to tell us what's going on. I'm sure there's folks within Lippert that are looking very closely at it that might be in different departments. Schwintech, you're absolutely right. I think it's not necessarily correct or incorrect information coming from folks. I think it's the clarity of the message.
Correct.
And that's really something that's important that we're trying to work on. Because we see a lot. Do I lube? Do I not lube? Well, specific parts. What's your system? Where is it on? When have you gotten it? Because it's different. So it's that clarity of message that really has been one of my key focuses. Working with service, working with our tech institute, knowing what the correct answer is, getting it to the right places, and filtering out maybe some of that over time misinformation that's been out there. A lot of word of mouth on that.
Yeah.
You know, we've hit on Schwintech quite a bit, and I've worked with both Lippert and Winnebago. You know, and I thought it was very interesting when I talked to the Winnebago product trainer who trains all the dealers on stuff, and Sean out there, and he even said that, you know, most of the issues are customer education.
Yes.
And also, you know, if an RV manufacturer is told he can do a slide room that's 12 feet, he'll do it 16. And then they'll put extra weight, you know. So sometimes there's a little bit of stretching limitations. And that came from the Winnebago representative said that, you know, there's times that we have made it a little bit more of a challenge. But anyway, we won't go too far into that. We're going to have to wrap it up here. We do appreciate everybody coming out. Rob, Chris, I really appreciate.
Yeah, thank you,
Zach. Going on the road again. You know, we're getting. You do want to do the dun-dunna, or is that yours? So we're getting the music coming in, but we appreciate everybody coming out. I did not see Mike come on here, but for those of you that might be around the Tampa area, come to the show, stop in, take a look at the Lippert booth that's here in the Scouts. I've got a meet and greet tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and then at 1 o'clock every day, the seminar's out there. So guys, take care. Good to see you again. We'll be back next week at Wednesday at the regular time. And thanks for joining us. Everybody take care.
Travel safe. Why is it not?